Okay, we got less than 2 hours before the market closed. I thought I'd put a little brief video on looking at Tesla. I'm gonna present two different sides of Tesla, the long side and the bearish and the short side. So depending on what your preference, and that's why trading is a little bit more of conviction, right? You just have to take a position and just manage it. I mean, either side, there are going to be probability and possibility, for you to make money if you manage it correctly. So let's start off with looking at the long side here. All right, the first thing we see here is that we got this trend line here, and it held the support, right? Okay. And then we also have this Fibonacci retracement. I'm using this big swing here, and it came down to about this 50% retracement point, and then come back up, and now it's bumping up against this particular resistance here, okay? This little pivot, and getting close to this 78.6, which is somewhere around 159, 160. Right? Okay. So if what come up here, got a little bit of a shooting star here, and then it retreated. So right now it's bumping up against this resistance, this trend line here. So if the price break through this trend line, you see that there's a little break here. All right. We basically want to look for a break to come up to this particular level. And if price could break above this level, then we could play up, at least come back up to this, this 160 level, and then essentially play for the next pivot, which is somewhere around this gap fill, right? And that will be the long side. And then if we come up here in the gap fill, then we essentially going to come up and look for this target level, and then this new high level near that 193. So that's a lot of if, right? Okay, but the first thing is we need to see the price to come up and essentially break about this resistance here, right? This particular resistance, right? So which is somewhere around 154, 155. Okay. Then on the bearish side, right? If you want to play the short side, as it's coming down, let me take this Fibonacci retracement out now. So, and I'm going to put in, well, first of all, let's look at these trend line here, right? So right now it come up here on this trend line, hit resistance, and then it can't get back up. Right now it seems to be rolling over and kind of kissing off, hugging off of this declining trend line here. And also there's a low trend line here that I draw. Right? There seems to be, kind of broken this trend line here. And right now it's kind of testing for, this little bit of a resistance and coming back down. Okay? So essentially we're looking at, this particular, you know, pattern here. Remember that H pattern that I referred to a couple of videos ago? We're talking about this retracement. So if I'm going to put up this Fibonacci retracement here, and I'm going to use the close and the closing basis here. Right. So now we're going to take a look at here is the 50% retracement. You see the price came down, to near this 120, and then we trace back up to 50%, and now it's coming back down to this 618. Okay, so if it come down, and if we break this trend line here, we have this rising trend line. If it break this trend line, essentially we broke below this 78.6 or this 135, 136 level, then we pretty much could sort of, put in a price target somewhere around this 100% retracement near this 120 level. And if it break this level, then we're looking at the possibility of coming back down and trace to this 127, which is near this 100 level, nice round number here. Right? Okay, so it's basically this right here. So that's the short side of trading Tesla, and then also the long side is basically looking for a breakout of this, and the short side is you basically look for a breakdown of this level, then you could play it down to this 120. And on the long side, if you break this, then essentially you could look at for this possibility somewhere around this 178. Okay, so that's a short video on looking at both sides of Tesla. So it all depends, what your preference, and just have to set up your trade and manage it. There's no, short things in this business here. So good luck to you on your trading.